Hi boys and girls, Miss Nichols here, and we have a fun lesson to do today on making frogs. I have a couple books here and some frogs, and we'll get a little information before we start, and then we'll make a frog in a pond. Frogs and Toads. This is an informational book, so it is nonfiction. It's a warm spring day. After the long cold winter, the trees are turning green again and animals are busy. That's what's happening right now. We've got our little fawns being born, Mother Rabbit's having her babies. I saw some baby ducks on the pond by where I live, some baby geese. And everything's coming alive in the ponds and lakes. Many birds have returned north from their warm winter homes. Listen to their songs. Crickets chirp loudly, adding to the din. That means adding to all the noise. At the pond, cattails and alligator weed grow tall. Beautiful water lilies dot the surface of the water. Okay. At dusk, that means it's almost nighttime, some of the sounds fade away. Everything seems peaceful and calm until croak, croak, jug-a-rum. What are those strange noises? They are the songs of the frogs. A chorus of male frogs and toads has gathered at the pond tonight. Each one is calling to attract a mate. Many kinds of frogs puff out their throats when they make mating calls. This part of the frog's throat is called the vocal sac. It looks like a small balloon when it fills with air. The frog is forcing air over his vocal cords, making them move back and forth very quickly. This movement produces the frog's deep, loud croaking sound. Croak. The female listens for the sound, then she heads for the water. She knows it's time to find a mate and to lay her eggs. Every spring, most kinds of frogs and toads lay their eggs in the water. The eggs will hatch within 3 to 25 days after they are fertilized, depending on the kind of frog or toad that laid them. The young creatures then emerge, have a special name. They are called tadpoles or pollywogs. Frogs and toads are close relatives. Their young develop into fully grown adult animals in much the same way. Let's take a look at how that happens. Before the tadpoles hatch, the female lays thousands of eggs at one time. The eggs are covered with a jelly-like substance which protects them. The eggs look like tiny dotted balls. Frogs lay eggs in round clusters like this. This differs from toads. They lay their eggs in long, thin strips that twist around the water plants. We're going to look a little bit more about some things about frogs. How do frogs eat? A frog's tongue is folded back in its mouth. When a bug goes by, the frog flips its tongue out to catch the insect. The bug sticks onto the frog's tongue, then the frog pops the bug into its mouth. Here is a glass frog, and his body is almost clear enough to see through. Look at this picture here, and you can even see through his skin and see where his little heart is. You guys know this frog. This is a tree frog. This tree frog gives its baby a safe ride. Where might they be going? A tree frog can hang from a branch. This frog has sticky goo on the bottom of its toes. The goo helps the frog hold on. Why do some frogs have special skin? Some frogs have a special skin. The skin gives off a poison that keeps other animals away. Scientists say these frogs eat lots of ants. The ants have a poison in their bodies. When the frogs eat the ants, the poison goes into the frog's skin. And those are poison dart frogs, and they look like this. Those are the ones that have the poison. And they can be all kinds of bright colors. We don't have those here in Michigan. In Michigan, we don't even have them here in America, but they are in the rainforest of South America. So we learned a little bit about frogs, and there's one more thing I want to show you, and that would be the steps. So like in our book, the mother frog lays the eggs and covers them with the jelly substance. Tadpoles hatch from each egg. These are little tadpoles with a tail. As the tadpole grows, its body changes and it grows legs and it starts to lose its tail. The tadpole turns into a frog. The frog looks for bugs and worms to eat. So those are some things about frogs and just some information. I would like to make a frog in a pond with you now, and let's do that. So you will see that we have two different frogs in a pond. These are frogs like we might find in Michigan. We have tree frogs that we find on the side of our house, and we have regular bullfrogs like that. We can use different greens. We can make them be in a pond with an edge that's sort of straight. We can wiggle the line to make it look like the pond has a roundy edge behind it. We can use brown paper bag to cut out cattails. That was in the beginning of our story. And then if you want, you can make your frog have a tongue go out to get an insect. Okay? So let's make a frog right now. All right. So to start out, we should get a blue crayon. You can get a few blues out. And this is what I do. I get a little group of blue crayons out like this, and I'm going to make the circles first. I'm going to go, it doesn't matter what size paper you use. You decide once you get your paper how big this should be. But I'm going to make these circles that you see on my frogs here. And I'm going to leave them open for my frog's body. So watch, I'm going to make 1. I'm going to go again 2 and 3. I'm going to make those circles where he's just popped out of the water and it's making the rings on the circles where he was. After that, I'm going to take a black crayon. And you could have made those rings with different colors as well. I'm going to make my frog now, boys and girls. And here's how I do it. I actually start with the eyes. I'm going to go above this, and I'm going to make an eyeball here, and an eyeball over here. And frog eyes can come out very different. These eyes are much different than that frog. So after that, I go and give him his forehead. You can come up and down like that if you like. This one looks like it's going to have the tree frog kind of head instead of the bullfrog. But this one's more rounder. This one goes up sort of to a peak. After that, I'm going to go and I'm going to make the bottom of the head like that. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to make the mouth of the frog. You can go put dots, put his eyes wherever you want them. Maybe he's got a goofy look like that, or you can make them both look in the same way. After that, we're going to go and put his body. You can go down to your blue line, down to your blue line. I like to put his little legs showing, so I'm going to go around there and around there. If you want to show some toes, you could make some toes showing out too. They have a different color. Frogs usually do have a different color on their tummy. And so we're going to make a little shape where we can put a different color. Okay? And that's pretty much the frog. Now, if I want my pond to go more round, I can have a round pond like this, or I can have the straight edge. If I want a round one, I just take my crayon and I sort of wiggle it back here, and I give it that round edge. Okay? Now I choose a different color. Maybe I used all sort of dark, so maybe I'm going to use this color, and that's what I'm going to color my water with. I'm going to color all around my frog with this color, and I'm going to color right over these rings right up to my frog. I don't have time to do all that coloring, but you just color all the way to the edge of your page like this. Color all that way. On your frog, you can pull out all the greens that you have and decide what color you want to make your frog. Sometimes I use 2. So if you want to make him a bright green like that, or you can use regular green, you decide. You might want to make his tummy have a yellow tummy or an orange tummy, so you're going to color his tummy nice like that. Okay? I leave his eyes white. Sometimes I add yellow if I want him to be a brighter frog, like this one. I colored him green, and then I added yellow. If you wanted your frog to have a tongue, you could make his tongue going up for an insect, and you just take red and go on up and give him an insect. Here's how you add grass around the edge of your pond. You just go like that and pull it. And I use a few colors of green. Whatever I have. Whatever you have is fine, boys and girls. Put some grass and just pull it. He's going to need some back here because that pond's, the grass is there. Okay, you're going to do that. And you can make it as full as you like. And it doesn't have to all be that same way. You can make thicker ones like this. In fact, we're going to make some thicker ones like this. Make some thicker ones. And then make some stems going up. Make some thicker leaves. The other was grass and these are leaves. And make some stems coming up. You can make those leaves even taller. If you want to add some lines in those, you could do that. Let me get a darker color and make some little veins in there. I usually use a brown to go down the stem and give it another little color. So you can go down that stem with some brown if you want. What we do after that, boys and girls, is we're going to cut out of brown shopping bags, you're going to cut out some. You can fold it and cut a couple together. You're going to cut out some little cattails. It's like a hot dog shape. If you want, you could fold it again and you could get 4 at one time. And you just make a hot dog shape. Come on down. I wouldn't make them real big. Yeah, so just about like that, boys and girls. And those will be our cattails. And you're going to put them at the end of your stems where you made them. Put your cattails. I wouldn't just put 1 and 1. That might look goofy. So I might put a few more in the back. And all you have to do is add some more leaves back here. Some of the tall. Cattails have long, spiky leaves. So you could do that and put yourself a line here. And you could even make 2 coming from there like this. And go put your brown in there. Add some brown. And then you're going to put your cattails on. Sometimes when I put my cattails on, I color them brown. I glue them on with a glue stick and I color them brown. And I use another color, a rusty color, and I do them like that. At the end, boys and girls, your frog will sort of look like this. And I put mine, I framed it on a piece of shopping bag. I hope that your frogs come out cute. I hope you have a good time. I put like cattails around here. And this one has little green shapes around. I did a pattern, so you should put a pattern around your frame. And that's just a country market bag that I used. Have fun making your frogs, boys and girls. Every frog I make turns out different, and yours will too. I hope you had fun with frogs. Please send them to me so I can see them at nicholsj@dexterschools.org. Thank you. Bye-bye.